আমি আমার মনটাকে ভালোবাসি
Ik hou van alle mensen.
Sagitoen e kwamio wichitoen ai hewa so shipe chowa
E aloha mai iapo.
abo tuta l'umanità
and nossa casa
사랑향 화주와 락다스라우하야 하모니아 That's you. Join hearts and souls together. Love, peace, and harmony. Love, peace, and harmony.
Oh, welcome, everyone. Where I am, it's 5 minutes after 6 p.m. on a Wednesday evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are, welcome. So welcome. Thank you, Holly. She's our background internet wizard. And Sandy, welcome. Sharon, Leilani, yes, welcome. And Maria, Ginger, and there's other people here too. Let me look on the other side of the ribbon. Cass, hello. And Zahir. Yeah, well, welcome everyone. This whole month of these Breathe, Balance, Blossom Wednesday night webcasts, well, night for me, it's all about the month of June, relationships. And so what I would like for you to do is close your eyes for a moment. And you might put one hand on the center of your chest. You can't see me doing it, but I am. And the other, a palm facing the body, and the other palm on the navel or just below. And if you close your eyes, I invite you to breathe for a count of 5, and I'll do the counting, so you just can just breathe and go inside. And imagine as we're breathing, on the inhale, imagine that there's light coming into the center of your being, heart chakra, whatever you want to call it, the center of you. Every in-breath, 1, 2, light's coming in from all around you. It's coming in through your ears, through the soles of your feet. Yeah, coming in through your armpits. I don't know who's thinking that, but everywhere. Then on the exhale, just slowly let it go. Don't even think about it. And just imagine that that light radiates to every cell in your body, every space between every cell, between every organ. Let's do another in-breath. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're filled with light. Now exhale it to fill your whole being. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, some of you know this. This is a wonderful exercise. I invite you to, as you inhale, tell your mind, dear my mind, I love you. You don't have to use the words, just feel this. Dear my mind, I love you. You have the power to observe how my body breathes itself. Don't change anything, just watch. Thank you so much. So every in-breath, our mind now has a job. It really wants stuff to do. And it's got it. On the in-breath, just let it go. And then the next inhale, and use your own pace. You don't need me to count for you. Just let it be whatever's natural. And every in-breath, your mind is like watching, what's the body doing? She breathing through her nose? He breathing in through his mouth? What's going on? And so just ignore the mind. And every exhale, just let it go. Now one more inhale. And then the exhale, let's add another job for our mind. It's not going to like it at first. Dear my mind, I love you. You have the power to turn off on every exhale, fully and completely for the entire exhale, so you can rest and recharge. Thank you. And so every inhale, the mind has a job. It's like, oh boy, what's going on? I want to find this out. On the exhale, dear my mind, I love you. Turn off fully and completely for the entire exhale. Rest and recharge. Now we don't need the words. Just on the inhale, your mind has got a job. For us, let's just pay attention to that light coming into the center of our being, or wherever it is. For you, it may go to your left shoulder. Somebody's feeling something in their left, whole left foot. Yeah. On the exhale, dear my mind, remember to turn off fully and completely so you can rest and recharge. Mind needs that because it's really too busy most of the time. So inhaling and exhaling, let the body do that. And just be aware of light coming in from all around you. And on the exhale, it fills you up. It goes to every part of your body, every cell. That includes the skin, toenails, hair. Exhaling, then inhaling. Now let's go to a level 2 for the inhale. Dear my mind, I love you. Observe how with every in-breath, I receive a fresh infusion of life force. Just observe. Thank you. And every exhale, turn off fully and completely for the entire exhale so you can rest and recharge. Thank you. So inhaling, and you're receiving a fresh infusion of life force from all around you. And on the exhale, your mind turns off. You may notice you're still aware, but the mind turns off. It needs to come into yin-yang balance. And this is a wonderful exercise for doing that. So as you hear me, just imagine you're on a beach in Maui and the wind is ruffling the tree, if those are leaves, I guess, branches. And you can sense the surf in the background. You might smell the ocean. But your mind is paying attention on every inhale. It's saying, I'm not interested in tree branches or surf. I'm receiving a fresh infusion of life force from source. Whatever that means. Mind doesn't know. Then on the exhale, dear my mind, I love you. Turn off fully and completely for the entire exhale. Thank you so much. And now, while our mind is watching our body inhale and exhale and wondering what a fresh infusion of life force is, just let the mind be occupied. And us, we're the witness or the observer or the higher self, whatever, they're just words. Just wonder, what is the most important relationship? To my family? I'm responsible, depending on how old you are and how much you've let go. My son's 32 now. I had to quit parenting him when he was about 11. Yeah, it was tough. So it could be family. Could be your loved one. Could be a loved one that's not with us anymore. They crossed a rainbow bridge. Could be, well, if you're driving, it could be the person in the lane next to you. That's, when I was driving home this afternoon, there was a guy on a motorcycle, really loud exhaust. Brrr, pop, 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 brrr, pop, 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 pop. And after about 10 minutes, I began to get irritated. I forgot to do this exercise. So here's the most important relationship. Let me bring up the slides, because I prepared a whole deck for you. Well, that's not what's supposed to show. Huh. We'll try this again. I was having some real significant issues earlier, which is, there it is. We'll try it again. Abracadabra. 1, 2, 3, please open. Ah, thank you. So now, if you haven't opened your eyes, please do. So in the breathing exercise toward the end, incidentally, just notice, do you feel any difference from when you were here at the beginning, wondering when we were going to start, when's the music going to end? Well, I would have been. And what's it like after the exercise? In fact, let me close this, and if you would unmute and just share, what was your experience before and after? Who's first? If you can't, oh, there's an unmute. Thank you,
Oh,
Holly.
Terry, thank you for the practice. I feel like I have more space in my heart and even my head. I feel more spacious and definitely relaxed. That practice for me makes me feel relaxed, and it's expansive in my chest. So yes.
Super. Thank you. Yeah. Anyone else? Are you there?
Hello, Terry. Thank you for that
Hello,
beautiful
Lenny.
practice. I woke up, it's very cold here this morning, and I woke up with a lot of pain in the body and aching and not feeling well at all. And by the time I got to the practice here today, I'm wrapped up with a hot water bottle and laying on the couch. And I just went into your practice, and a lot of the aching and the pain has dissipated. And I feel more at peace. I wasn't at peace when I started this practice this morning in my mind. I was very irritated. And I actually have a smile on my face, which is incredible from what I was feeling at the beginning. So thank you very much.
Wonderful. So I give you permission, every one of you, to do this breathing exercise anytime that you're not in love, peace, and harmony. Yeah. Anyone else care to share? I won't call your names, but I'm thinking of you. Well, I won't wait any longer either because people are wondering, okay, that's enough of this. Where's the slideshow at? So let me pull that back up. Slideshow, openez-vous. That's the best I can do for French. Okay, you should see it now. So what is your most important relationship? Just one. So of all of them, and we've all got a bunch, family, romantic relationship, professional, friendships, more. And thank you, Zahir. I can get that to close right there. Yeah. How about neighbors? I used to have a neighbor, and it was my most important relationship for a while because I had to transform my my super irritation. When I was a young child, let's see, how was I? I was 8 years old. Yeah. My brother was 5, and Mom bought us a Cocker Spaniel. And then we went to school and she went to work, single mother, single parent, yeah. And the dog would bark out there in the backyard all day long. And next door neighbor did not like it. And one day our dog got very sick and died. And the vet said, you know, he ate something that might have had poison in it. And my mom didn't tell us about that for a while. And when she did, I must have held on to that for years. So let's look then a little deeper. The most important relationship, all those that you can see there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those little, 7 of those little yellow things. Well, how about the red one? Our most important relationship is with ourselves. Why did I have the issue with the one neighbor when I was an adult, young adult? Why did I have Carrie in my unconscious or subconscious? The next door neighbor, we don't know that he threw poisoned meat over the fence. Mom said, well, you know, he probably did because he really didn't like that barking all day long. So what goes on? We have stuff that's buried, and you know, it's in our, you know, why is our self the most important relationship? I'll get back onto my slides. So some of you may know this author. He's famous. Yeah. If you want to be faithful to someone or something, start by being faithful to yourself. And Carl Jung said it in a different perspective completely. The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. So that's what I have had to do. And some of you have too, I know. I know some of you. So when we begin to accept the things about ourselves that we don't talk about, I used to would not have said anything about the motorcyclist. But after 10 minutes, and that was loud, it's just like, man, that was irritating me on a physical level to the point that it upset me. I lost my peaceful heart, or rather, I didn't lose it. I ignored it. I was focusing on the noise that the motorcycle guy was making as he would accelerate and back off and accelerate. See, I've still got some of it in me. He'll accelerate and back off. So I needed to slow down, change lanes, and watched the people that had been, I was right with them, they pulled away. And I was in the slow lane. And I didn't have that irritant. And so I slowed down. Slowed my heart down. Slowed my breathing down. Everything. So I had been hiding with the neighbor next door for months. And then this is when I was adult. 2 neighbor next doors here. So the adult neighbor, I began to realize that I was irritating myself because I would look over and I would make up stories in my head about why they were doing what they were doing. And I would judge them. You know, what a bunch of jerks. Don't they have any idea that they got neighbors? I had a replay, something like that, when we moved into this current house. And there's a neighbor that 2 or 3 times a year during the summer will have a backyard party. And what do you call it when you give somebody a mic and let them sing? That's what they do. And the rules around here, the laws are that at 10 o'clock, you turn the noise down. They don't. And so I had to get over that. I'm mostly over it, but I could feel, as I said, and they don't. Like I still have some judgment in me. What kind of people are they? They're inconsiderate. So that is why the most terrifying thing is to accept ourselves completely. Because we need, if we're going to transform, if we're going to change our life, if we're going to have good relationships. I was doing readings at a bookstore today. And when there's no paying customers, I do 5-minute demonstrations. And this one woman came in and she was very clear, candid, and quick to answer. I said, well, what's the most important thing in your life right now? Should I divorce my husband? Wow. I mean, I was an absolute stranger. So it's a big thing for her. And so I didn't answer her from Terry. I did like a mini reading. And what I heard was coming out of my mouth was the most important issue is, what do you want in your life? Define that. Be clear and make your choice. So she didn't get the answers she expected. Well, I don't know what she expected, but you could see from her face she was not expecting this. And her words afterwards, she said, I'll think on that. And, it made a difference. Because when, she needs to, if she's going to make a good decision, a better one, she needs to know the deeper why. And to do that, we have to look inside. And when we don't do that, others, and boy, I have learned this over my life, others knew what was going on inside of me. I used to be a very angry person. I didn't know it. I was hiding that, but only from myself. Yeah. And I'm still grateful. I was thinking about it earlier today, or it was yesterday, I guess. I'm really grateful for the people who put up with me and were gracious and helpful even. Others, they just dropped out of my life. And I don't blame them. That's one way, it's boundaries. If we're not here to help one another, in this sense, we're not here to be the psychiatrist or to teach them how to transform unless they ask. It took me 40 years to learn that. Yeah. So what are we hiding? We have to risk looking inside. What are we risking? Let's see what this next slide. Yeah. Number one, if we start looking inside, we're going to change. Sometimes we'll get angrier and show it to people because we've been stuffing it. And so, been there, I got criticism like, hey, cool it. That was my best friend. He says, Mac, let it go. Because I was really yelling at this guy who hadn't done anything really wrong. I just lost it. Some people will reject us. But the good news is we can transform. So what do we have? 15 people here tonight. So my question for you is, number one, do you know where the react buttons are? Down there at the bottom of my screen? You may not see them. There's a thumbs up one. I love these things. There's the heart one. And then the balloon one. So those are if you have your screen on and nobody does. So then they'll show up like this. You get a heart like that, or a thumbs up like that. That's hard to see over there. There's a heart. Thank you, Maria. Yeah. So my question for each of you is, would you really like to learn the steps to, some people call it love yourself more, to understand yourself more, all those different kinds of words. So there's one, that's 2, 3. So 3 out of 15. The rest of you may not find the button. You may have gone to the bathroom. So Sandy, you raised your hand. If you have something to ask, unmute, or if you raised it just to say, yeah, then you can lower it. Yeah, that was saying hello or yes. Well, okay, I'm going to assume that there's at least one other person who would also like to know the steps. So let me pull the slides back up, because I spent hours and hours and hours putting these together because PowerPoint doesn't work like it used to. So it's simple, and here's the steps. Number one is, now, and here's something. If you're taking notes, here's the most important one. One of the 3 most important ones. So number one is everything is on a continuum. So your desire can be warm. It can be warmer. It can be boiling. That's the definition. That's a good, let's not use boiling. Let's say passion. It's like, I am up about 90 or 95% of the continuum. I really want to transform myself. And so that's the first step. So what's this next slide? Yeah. So looking at what is desire, it can mean to wonder. This is the easy way. This doesn't have to be onerous. I mean, let's do things easy. My brother was, well, he still is, Marines don't retire. I mean, they retire, but they're still a Marine, always. And he is. So, the motto of the Marines, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you better. So that's way up on the really hard end of the continuum of desire. Wondering, though, wonder is a really yin, gentle way. And the nice thing about gentle, if we're up in the, I'm going to do whatever it takes, I'm going to fight whatever I have to in me. Well, that raises resistance. And so if we want to allow this to happen gently and almost by itself, synchronistically, like, wow, I was just thinking about that yesterday, and here's this. This I saw a reel on Facebook, or I saw this slide somewhere, or here's a book, and like, wow, I was reading 3 pages of it and I bought it. So when we begin to wonder, so pick one thing. What is there about the way you react sometimes? Don't say it out loud. Don't post it. Just think about it. What is it where do I get irritated the most? Some people call those triggers. Motorcycles and loud ones. I used to have one of the loudest ones in Portland. It's a long time ago. And now really loud ones really irritate me. So but it took 10 minutes. So it's not that much of a trigger. So what's something that triggers you a lot? In just the last few years, I have transformed my irritation about other drivers on the road. It used to be huge. I still noticed today, there was a car ahead of me that was moving from one side of the lane to the other and literally putting their tires on one side on the left, on the dividing line. There's other cars there, dude. And then over to the right. Well, they'll just run off the road and wreck their car. But still, my mind is going, why can't you keep your car in the lane? And not even that excited. It was just like, huh. And then I dropped back because I'm more cautious of people who don't know where their car is. Yeah. So we can desire, geez, I wonder why I'm so upset. I am still upset, not like I used to be, but it's still there. Wow. So there's levels to triggers. That's what I call them. Yeah. So we can wonder what's going on in me. We can also, and this is probably ahead of the other one, feeling our feelings. There's 2 aspects of this. One is not the feeling of them, but just simply becoming aware. What irritates me? Or what is it that I want to figure out? It's in our subconscious, okay, but there's clues. Feelings are clues. I love the teachings of Dr. and Master Zhigang Sha. He's taken so many spiritual, you can call them or not, teachings from traditions and religions around the world, and put them into the context of the traditional Chinese medicine 5 elements. So every one of whether it's wood element, fire element, that's earth element over there. I always think of my spleen. The lungs is metal element, and the kidneys is water element. Well, every one of those elements has a positive and not as positive, an unbalanced aspect. So I've been training myself on this for years. So if I'm angry, like, there's anger. What's that about? If I realized a few years ago, man, I'm not just anxious. Sometimes I'm depressed, and they're both related to the fire element, the heart. It's like depressed. I never thought of myself as being depressed, but I was waking up enough, able to look at the things that used to, I am not, no, no, I am not depressed. But the clues were there, and I was able to see it. Like, wow. It really surprised me. So the second aspect of not just becoming aware, but Dr. Rulin Shu, the physicist and one of Dr. Master Sha's top teachers, she takes us directly into, she says, you can't transform unless you go into the feeling. So that's, if you're working with her, that's uber feeling. That's really going into it, where you're right on the edge of hitting the off button. I don't want to listen to any more of this. Well, that's good information. Pushing too hard. So do some more gentle things. Yeah, but we'll go to this, what we can do later. Right now, desire, feeling our feelings. Desire can also initiate action. And just the one that said, yes. I can't read a small print on the side there. So I have to open them up. So action, it could mean to start journaling. I was journaling the other day about how many times, because I just switched internet providers because I was with one, and I literally would lose internet 8 to 10 times a day. In fact, my wife got, she quit using much internet, and she got one of these little signal generator things that plugs in. And so she could watch a limited amount of channels that are floating in the air. Obviously, I'm not a tech, but she doesn't need internet because it was just, she didn't want to deal with it anymore. And she was willing, and here's the key, she was willing to let go of all the other ways of using the internet. So she uses her computer, goes online, and without, actually, she doesn't go online. Obviously, I'm not a technician, right? Don't know how to describe this, but she's able to do things that are different than she used to, but that satisfies her. So it's less options than she had. And she just made a choice. I do not want to get irritated, 8, 10, 12 times a day. Me, I just let my irritation initiate action. That's desire can initiate action. So what did I do? I said to my wife, what do you think about shifting to Ziply? She says, I've been wanting to do that for 2 years. Oh, I hadn't been listening well enough. So we now have Ziply. And it's fiber optic. It's not supposed to go out at all. But 2 days ago, it went out once, yesterday, twice. And this morning, one for just 10 seconds. So maybe it's a wake-up call for me to quit trying for perfection and adapt to what's there. So, come on. Yeah, journaling. So I have not been able to journal. Let me rephrase that. My unconscious stuff has kept me from journaling for most of my life. And I take notes, but I really don't journal every day. So the last couple of days, I'm thinking, that's a known positive action to transforming. And why am I not doing it? Yeah, well, let's move on. Action can also mean, and I bet everybody on here online is familiar with this, tracing the Tao calligraphy, Da I. If you don't have this little white book, they're on sale right now in mastershaw.com in the, I think they call it products or store. Yeah. And it has, so the calligraphy here on the front, that's gold on the white. But in the book, just past page 52, I've been using this book for I don't know how long, given away 200 of them. The right-hand side of page 52 is a wonderful on glossy white paper, greatest love calligraphy. Fatter lines than that, which means it easier to trace. Or you can just lay it on your chest and just think, greatest love. And I think all of you or most of you know the basic 4-power techniques that Master Sha first started sharing with us years ago. One of them is mind power. So we can close our eyes and imagine light. In your left shoulder, your big toe, the center of your heart, the center of your body, your heart chakra, or wherever you want to transform. For relationships, it's the heart chakra or the physical heart. They overlap 90%, according to Dr. Master Sha. So, when I put my hand, where the palm of my hand is on the center of my chest, the right hand, my fingers over my heart. So I'm covered. I'm good. So I can do that. So that's body power when we use our hands. Mind power is to imagine light. The sound power would be to chant or sing Da I, which is greatest love in Mandarin, or greatest love. When I have a group that I know are unfamiliar with this at all, I don't start talking about Mandarin. It's like, well, this is greatest love. And fortunately, that's the title of the book too. You can also trace it. So that's, instead of putting your hand over your chest, you can put your thumb and 4 fingers together. And if you turn to page, I think it's 39 or 43 in the book, it shows, in this greatest love book, it shows you the diagram, how to trace dotted lines or dashes. It's really nice. So you just go back and forth between the tracing until you learn how to do it. Some of us have been tracing this since the book came out, so we can trace greatest love with our eyes shut, which is a real bonus because that occupies the mind. Why are there 4-power techniques? Actually, there's 6 powers now, but why are there the original 4? 2 reasons. The traditional one is what we think is what we become. Where we put our attention is where we transform. Where we put our hand, same thing. That's where we transform. But there's more than that. We have to occupy the mind with positive things rather than negative. It's positive if we stop the mind from chattering. And to do that, I remember when I was first learning how to do a second of the 4 powers. It's like, I can't do that. Well, I can do 4 of them at once now. But it takes focus. We have to train our mind. Yeah. So this is a wonderful book. Here's another one. This book has 9 calligraphies in it. In fact, some of you were around when it was first published. I think it was 2011, something like that. And there were 9 calligraphy cards that were offered, and they came with a blessing in them. And it was like $450. And some of us here in Portland couldn't put that much money together to buy a whole deck. So 6 of us went together, and we gave each of us a card. We got to choose. And then we gave 3 to people that couldn't jump in, or even 1/6 of the 450. So you don't need the cards, because I've got one deck that I managed to I was given. It was wonderful. I was like, wow. But you got the book, or if you get the book, it's got those calligraphies in it. And you don't have to hold a card. Sure, the card's easier, smaller, but there's their options. Why Dao calligraphy? In Mandarin, the term, one of the terms is Shu Neng Zai Dao. In English, it means calligraphy has the power to carry Dao, source, creator, energy, frequency, vibration. So when we're focused on them, we're getting a bigger boost than anything, than just about anything. If you're in Dr. and Master Shah's presence, his frequency and vibration is like off the charts. You can also get what we're called touch the button. So if you go to app.mastershah.com, over in the left-hand column, it says, I can't remember it now, it's like 4 or 5 words, something about Dao calligraphy meditations. If you click on that, it will bring you up the first of 7 pages of 5, 6, 7 different, 3, 6, 7, 8 different calligraphies. I have to recreate it in my mind. And you get access to any one of the 51 different practices. They're super powerful. I do them if I don't have a group webcast in the morning. I get up in the middle of the night, 4 a.m. It's like the middle of the night, isn't it? And I play at least 3 of these. We call them touch the button, because it used to be you would touch, a button on the screen and it would play one. And they're the least expensive, most powerful thing that I know of. It's about $14 US. I think it's 19 Canadian, but I'm in the US, so I think US dollars a month. And you got access 24/7. Like, wow. So I just signed up, renew me every month. I'll forego a couple of, whatever it is, whatever your favorite food is that you don't really need, or drinks. That's what I do. So what else is there? So you can connect with me. I've been certified. I didn't want to put all the different, I've been doing this for like 17 years now. So I think I've got like 9 different certifications. So I know what I'm talking about. That's the point. Some of you know me. I don't like to talk about myself because I don't know how to phrase it that well yet. I want people to understand, but you may be dealing with it too. So being certified means I had to pass some tests. So I've got a lot of answers. And the ones that I don't have answers for, I bet I know somebody that does. I know anyway, what I'm going to do now is close this and open it up for your responses, questions, or whatever. So you can post in the chat and I'll look at it. I've got it set where I can read it now, or you can unmute. Do you have a specific question that you would like to have answered right here, right now? It's open mic time. I either overloaded you with information or put you to sleep. All right. Well, you will receive, it may take 2 days to get it to you, because we have to download this from Zoom, and then I convert it to YouTube. Yeah. Zoom will expire after 30 days. And when somebody told me that their link had expired, I've taught myself how to convert a Zoom to YouTube, so we send them out that way now. So you can have this recording again. You can go through the slides. And my emails, most of you have my email. Yeah, I think almost all of you do. So, oh, Judy, hello.
Hello, Terry. Got my hand in the way. Yeah, I've been with Master Shah for 10 years
Uh-huh.
and had some amazing miracles with pain relief and never returning again after many years. But one of the things that kind of given up trying is I've suffered from chronic fatigue
Mhm.
for the last 40 years. I'm 80 now.
Wow.
And it's been on and off depending on operations, which I've had a lot of. When I have a general anaesthetic, it's like things shut down for the next couple of years. And then I'll have another operation and it starts all over again just as I'm getting kind of out of the chronic fatigue. And I've used Master Shah's practices often for full on, doing the more than 2 hours a day for over a year at a time.
Takes a lot of dedication.
Yeah, but then I give up. And for the next couple of years, I mightn't do that at all and hardly do any practices.
So are you familiar with those touch the button videos?
Yes.
So
And
those are for the general public. I mean, if you're not in the advanced seminars and where you get the really big downloads to transform, those are so powerful. One master teacher said that he asked Master Shah when he was making those available was only $19. And Master Shah said, yes, I want everybody to be able to transform. And they are just humongous. So there's 51 of them. And Judy, do you have your yes or no? Do you have Dow hands?
yes, I
Great.
got
So
the first advanced I've got as well.
So the spiritual pendulum is one of the things that we get with the Dow hands. And
Yep.
it gives us a yes or a no answer. So what I do is I say, okay, I'm looking at all the 7 pages of the 51 videos are on. And I go, okay, is it page 1? No. Page 2? No. Page 3? Yes. Oh, good. Is it top row? No. Middle row? Yes. Is it the middle one? No. Left one? No. It must be the right one. Yes. So then I go to that one. If you have something, let me rephrase this. What I have found is there are multiple reasons that I have found for my conditions, and I trust my intuition when it's boosted by the Tao calligraphy light field, the spiritual pendulum, because that's what it is. It begins with our intuition. This is my sense of it. But then we get that incredible boost at the Tao level. And I have found, well, I just trust it implicitly. When I don't believe something, I check. And if it says, no, it is that, then I go ahead and do it. Because if we don't trust Tao, we're in the wrong pew, we're in the wrong church.
Yes, my intuition is also that it's to do with past life things, which I've never been able to get in touch with.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. What
Oh,
are you not able to get in touch with?
yeah, the constant fatigue, and using intuition and the, I lose words, the pendulum.
Right.
Yeah, I get that it goes back to past lives, but I've never been able to connect with any sense of what's involved in that,
So what I
to
would recommend is
let it go.
what I would recommend is connect with one of the master teachers. You're in Australia? Is that
Yeah,
correct?
yes, I'm in Australia.
So connect with one of the master teachers and ask for them to help you learn how to use it. It's challenging at times because we have subconscious reasons that we don't want to trust or can't trust.
Mm.
So let me switch over to Leilani, who I think is also in Australia.
Thank you, Terry. Love you.
Thank you for raising your hand.
Terry, I just wanted to ask, you started talking about the subconscious.
Yes.
Then we went into what are our triggers and about feeling our feelings. What are we feeling? And yeah, I just want to ask, I know you're closing up now, you're winding up, but I'm really interested in, because I do understand that a lot of our blockages are because of what's in the subconscious, because really the subconscious is running the show, isn't it? It's running our life. It's not.
Master Shaw says 90% of what occurs in our life is because of what's going on in the subconscious, 10% in our conscious mind.
Yeah, I'm really aware of that. And so how do we work with clearing these subconscious blockages best?
Well, step number one is become aware of your unbalanced emotions and literally make yourself pay attention to them. And I would suggest that you journal. Doesn't matter. It's better if it's in a little booklet or a blank book rather than just pieces of paper. Because if you make a note or two every day and date it, and once a week, go back and read those. Once a month, and make a summary of the week. What was up most of the time. So for me, it was irritation. I wasn't angry. I was just irritated. So, I was lying to myself, but it took me years to realize that. So whatever it is, we have to begin to focus. It's desire. The more we want to do it, after a while, it became a passion. I was like, I'm doing this. And then later, it's automatic anymore. I'm aware of my interactions all the time, or it seems like it. It's 1,000 times more than it used to be, because I used to block everything out. So to transform anything or everything, we need to know we can start. I mean, we don't need to, but I found for me the best way is to start with my unbalanced emotions. And then, you've been around Master Shaw's teachings enough. How do we transform an unbalanced emotion? One of the best resources is the Greatest Love book. It's so simple. I call it a pocket book because I could stick it in the pockets of my winter coat. And it's got the 6 exercises. 5 of them are for specific aspects of our life. And number 6 is for anything that we want to deal with.
What book was that, Terry?
Greatest Love.
Greatest Love.
Little Hawking.
Yes, yeah.
The one with the calligraphy on the right-hand side of page 52. So the other thing is, these are what has gotten me to this point. When Master Shaw said this once, and it took me about 1.5 years to to realize that, oh, he said that and it really works. Because my mind just didn't get it. Read what he calls soul power. I call it invocation, but read that out loud, slowly. Because we have to get out of the head and into the heart. Why did it take me 3 years to become an Akashic record reader? It's a 9-month course. 3 years? What's going on? You can't do it from the mind. And I didn't know how to get into my heart. So one of the ways I realized, like a year and 2 years later, is to read that, whatever the soul power is, every time before we do a practice. Because the unconscious, the subconscious, whatever we want to call it, is saying, I know what it means. Yes, the mind. The heart is saying, let's say it again. Whose words are those? It's not our mind. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you, Terry.
Welcome. And welcome Marie who just joined us. Yeah. The Da'ai book is really powerful, Marie says, yes. Anyone else with a question, burning or curious? All right. I'll count to 10 and then we're going to close. We could go for another half hour if you got more questions. I've got 17 years of answers. Okay. Thank you for coming tonight. And thank you, Holly and Sharon, for your work in the background. They're the unsung heroes because I can't keep focused on what I'm trying to say and pull up my slides and talk about them. Yeah. Oh, somebody has a question. Okay, who was that again? Jocelyn. So do you want to unmute?
Yeah, I guess my question was like, so I've been trying to figure out therapy and figure out how to talk to my kid's dad because it just always feels like he always feels like I'm attacking him or trying to start an argument. So I'm just like, how do I come from love and I want to be a better parent to my daughter and how do and I want both of us so she can see what healthy relationships are. So I was really happy about this class. How do we, how do, like, I just, yeah, I guess I don't know exactly.
So what I recommend is you're going to receive the recording and it'll be YouTube, so it won't expire. And go back through and meditate as you just put yourself in a quiet place and go through the slides and look at them and think about that and ask, how can I transform?
Where at the river, you said?
I'm sorry.
And do you have the Greatest Love book?
I think I do. I got the forgiveness one.
Great.
And
They're a pair. So use the Greatest Forgiveness one. There's those 6 different exercises in the front. And use the one that feels right for you. It may not be relationships all the time. See, the most powerful relationship is with ourselves. And we can't change others. Well, we can make them more irritated. I used to do that. I'm good at that. So what we want to do is, what are the things that upset us? And so look at the different 5 elements. Are you familiar with all 5?
Earth, wind, fire, and metal. Or
So do you have a piece of paper?
I can get one right now.
Wonderful. And something to write with. And the rest of us, we can sing silently or out loud. I love my heart and soul. That first line is one.
Okay.
Oh, you're back. Good. So the first line, incidentally, of Love, Peace, and Harmony is one of the most powerful mantras that there is. I love my heart and soul. So Jocelyn, you might write that down as sing love, peace, and harmony, and imagine that you're singing to your heart chakra, to all the parts of you. Master Sha teaches that we have a heart aspect of every cell of our body. So dear, all the heart aspects of every cell of my body. I love my heart and soul. That's you, all of you. Seriously. Sometimes people say, are you joking? Like, no, I'm really serious. So the 5 elements. Number 1 is the wood element, and the unbalanced emotion is anger. Like, why did I hesitate? I'm looking for something also, which when you see me leaning over like this, I'm trying to find where I made notes. I can't find it. Anyway, so the second element is fire element. And that has 2, actually 3 unbalanced emotions. 2 of them you'll find in the books, but Master Sha added grief also as a fire element imbalance. Said that in a workshop. I wrote it down. So the unbalanced emotions that you'll find in the different books is the yang one is anxiety, and the yin one is depression. I'm remembering how surprised I was when I realized one day that I went through depression several years in different times in my life. Like, whoa. The third element is the earth element, and the unbalanced emotion is worry. And then the fourth, I always think of lungs. That was the way I learned them, the major yin organ for each one. But lungs is metal element, and there's 2 unbalanced emotions, grief and sadness. And then the 5th one is water element, and the unbalanced emotion is fear. Now, if you have the Soul Healing Miracles book, and I'm going to pull those slides back up and show you a picture of what that one looks like. For somebody may not have it. So there it is. Come on up. There we go. Soul Healing Miracles. That book on page, I think it's 20 and 21, has the whole chart of what Master Sha considered to be about 10 or 12 of the most important aspects of each of the 5 elements. So for you, this will give you the positive aspects, the positive emotion of the 5 elements, and instead of just the unbalanced ones. Most of us for years focused on the negative ones. Well, I want to transform it. Well, it's also very powerful to focus on the positive. I want to be joyful. The balanced emotion for heart. So as you begin to do these, you're connecting. And this is what Dr. Rilin Shu teaches. Connection is so important. In fact, her 3 power words are order, connection, and harmony. I've got them written down right over there because I had to look over there. So order, I'm still not really clear enough to describe that, but connection. She's been teaching we've got to connect for 6 or 7 years now. And it took me about 4 years to understand the importance of that. It means feel. I felt my fears that I would never be able to transform. But I wouldn't let myself know
Want to go with me?
that I've had feelings like that.
Hmm.
So go through the slides. We have to. And Jocelyn, what country are you in?
I'm in Oregon in the United States.
Well, wonderful. if you don't have the Soul Healing Miracles book, in fact, any of you here online, if you're in the United States, when my beloved master Roger, when my mentor transitioned, he left me a gift of 3,600 of Master Shaw's books.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't had a car in that side of the two-car garage for 3 years. So I would like to send you a copy of Soul Healing Miracles as a
Oh,
gift.
thank
Anybody else, if you don't have that book, or Greatest Love, or Greatest Forgiveness, be happy to send you a copy.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, we're who is it? Ram Dass says we're all just walking each other home.
Mm.
Yeah. So, people have helped. Master Roger gave me, I know we don't say master anymore, but we did then. He was he was a master teacher, and he gave me that book that I got. The first one I ever got was Soul, Mind, Body, Medicine. I still got it. And there's so many notes in it. The pages are all yellow because it's been 17 years. But he says, well, I'd like to send you a book. How much is it? He says, no, a gift. Really? And Leilani, thank you. Have a great day. So if you're in the United States, then if one of these 3 books, I'd be happy to send you a copy if you don't have one.
Should I send you my address here?
Pardon?
Should I send you the address to here? To here?
Send it to my email.
May you share at the chat?
Yes.
Thank you so
Holly,
much.
would you put that in there for me, please? See, it's so wonderful. Instead of stopping and responding to people, Holly and Sharon will just, oh, sure, and it's there. And it's an easy one. It's Terry McGill at Comcast.net. Terry with a Y, 2 R's and a Y. There it is. Holly put it in there.
Thank you, Holly.
Yeah. We love Holly and Sharon. They serve. Okay. No more questions. Then remember, what was the word in there? You remember what it is? The first one? Desire. Jocelyn, I can hear your desire. I really love that you're wanting to model loving for your child. I didn't have that. And I had the other kind. It's taken me dozens of years to get to this point. There's more to go.
Yeah, it's just really important to me because I didn't have healthy relationships or healthy parents. So I'm like, I really want to be a healthy parent.
Yeah.
And I want
Happy
to
is
figure it out with
so
her dad.
powerful. We don't have to be perfect, but we have to be real. And yeah, but we won't go into that. That's not the topic for tonight. Okay. So, yes, thank you, Marie. Yes, help each other transform and heal ourselves. Help them heal themselves. Yeah, if they want to. That was one of my biggest lessons. Don't try to fix somebody unless they ask for help. And then don't try to fix them. Ask questions. And then say, oh, well, you can try this. Do you have that book? Oh, that's a neat practice there. Yeah. All right. I could just keep on. Hi, Maria. What's up? You're unmuted.
I just wanted to say thank you.
Oh, well, thank you for being here.
Of course.
All right. Well, thank you all for coming, for staying. And Friday night, if you know about the Dow Portland Community Group, I'm going to be doing another version of this. Some of the slides will be the same, but every time that I do a webcast, it's like, okay, I could have done that. I could have done this. I could have added that in. So if you'd like a replay, Friday, 7 o'clock Pacific time, and if you don't have the link, send me an email, terrymcgill@comcast.net. And so, hope to see you Friday. It helps to hear things a second time. I never say them the same. All right, good night all.